prospects. It is going to be videos sharing the opportunity, sharing what coaching is all about. You'll get your workout, you'll get these prospects to feel what it's like to be a part of this community. And so it's not really just a summit recap, which it has been every single year. You go to summit and then you go to Super Saturday and it's like, I'm hearing the same exact thing that I just heard at summit. But it's not that. It's an opportunity for you to grow your team. And unfortunately, the one in Boston is sold out right now. So if you have prospects, put them on kind of a wait list, because people tend to like go crazy in there the day before the event, being like, I have an extra ticket, I have an extra ticket. They're just hoarding them.
I've been using different like Ashley goes well in her coffee also, and I've heard that you can put it in hot or cold liquids. So that's one. Next thing that most of us that have been around for a while are very excited about, September 3rd, limited edition again, pumpkin, how many boxes you could buy, but they sell out quick. Because that being said, what I'm more excited about is November 1st in the US and in Canada, so it's not in the UK yet, we are having limited edition again, peppermint mocha. So listen, if any of you guys are not peppermint mocha fans and there is a limit on the number of boxes you can get, please let me know. I will Venmo you the money and you can get me a box. Thank you. Okay. Also, there was no date set yet, but they said in the winter there will be a vegan beach bar. So for everybody that has been avoiding dairy, this is perfect. It is chocolate almond crunch. Basically, the specifics on it look pretty similar to the ones that are out now. It is 1 gram less protein. So it has 9 grams of protein, 4 grams of fiber, and 150 calories. I think the regular ones that we have out now are 10 grams of protein. So these will be awesome. And I think this is going to be a big boost for you because they're adding more and more vegan products. And I think the population is really going into that area. So this is definitely good for us. There are 2 other things in terms of products that aren't direct sale for you, but they relaunched Shakeology.com. So if you need more information regarding the ingredients in Shakeology or the different flavors and more information overall, check it out. It's across the board in all 3 of our countries. And also, this is really important. So Beachbody Activewear. I know a lot of us have gone on and bought clothing on beachbody.com, but now they have a full activewear line that isn't completely branded with like the programs that we're doing. They're just basic Beachbody. Sorry, my house is full of flies all of a sudden. But one of the things with this is that the commission is also increasing. So you're going from a 10% to a 20%. So, your team volume is increasing also here. So this is really good for us and really beneficial. So wear yours, promote it, and have other people get it also. That's it on products. Unless anybody remembers anything else, hop on in. No. Okay, trying to move along and keep it under the 5 minutes. Dana's pointing her finger. Yes.
You mentioned vegan bars, yes?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Beach bar. Yes. Got that. Okay. Programs. As I think most of us here have already committed to it, Morning Meltdown 100, it is open to everybody as of yesterday. VIP early access, for customers and coaches as of yesterday. It launches to everybody in October, but the VIP early access sales are open to everybody as of yesterday, and the program, I think, begins on the 29th. Okay. Then we have 2 other programs that were mentioned. So the October launch, the October early access program is going to be pretty intense. It looked pretty amazing for those of you that like more of the raw, where you can be as vulgar as you want and as angry and screaming at the screen as you want, because I know that kind of gets some of us going, as Ashley's dancing around in the background. But it's called 6 Weeks of the Work. Now, I think this is definitely the program if you ever wanted to get your husband, boyfriend, brother, or somebody in with you. This is probably the program to try and get them to join you. It is actually it was done by a sports trainer. So he gives you all the drills and everything. Easy on the eyes, Ashley. He gives you a lot of drills and intense workouts that he uses. So that is coming out September 30th, starts the VIP early access and sale, and then it will come out to everybody on demand in the spring. So there's that program. Then we didn't get exact dates or any more information, but in January, there is the January launch, which is usually one of the low impact, but a higher intensity, and it's really, they're trying to target the people that want more of that lower intensity workouts. I don't know if anybody in here has done a bar workout, but they're pretty awesome. They're actually a really good workout. They tone you. It's fun. So that's coming out. In regards to programs and launches and things like that, I think everybody in here is well aware. If you weren't at Summit, it's been posted in the team page 50 times already, the promo codes. All active and newly signed coaches are getting an email with 3 promo codes. If your spouse or your parent or somebody is also an active coach, they're getting it also. If they are not working the business, I think we've all established you can use their codes. Okay, so if you need them, you have more than 3, use them. It'll be $10 off a challenge pack of 140 or more. For those of you in Canada, it's a $12 discount. The codes need to be used by July 31st. Okay, let's see. And if you sign up a new coach anytime from now until September 30th, that new coach will also be given 3 promo codes to use as a way to help them boost their business. So that's really good for them to know also.
And on that, Steph, while you're talking about enrolling new people, if you enroll people, I forget how long the Succeed Together promotion is.
I have that right here. I was just
Perfect.
going into it. Go. I was just going to say, so Annalisa mentioned the Coach Open House, so that is coming up, and just for you guys to know, when you're promoting it to people, although they're not doing it traditionally where it's like a live workout, from what I was reading and looking into at the Coach Open House, everybody that is running it will be getting a Morning Meltdown 100 workout to do as part of the traditional like Super Saturday kind of doing the group workout live kind of thing. And then Succeed Together. So this is from Carl. So anytime you guys sign somebody up with a Morning Meltdown challenge pack or completion pack or whatever, post them on Instagram with the hashtag Succeed Together, and make sure you tag Beachbody and Carl Deichler, and he is going to be picking 10 people a day to randomly send a thank you note in a frame and $100. So anytime you sign somebody up, make sure you put their name on a paper saying that they're committing with you to 100, hashtag it Succeeded Together, tag them, and keep watching his stories to see if you're getting $100. So I think that is it, and that's on Instagram. And the final last 2 things, Q2 in 2020, we are headed to France. So start connecting with people abroad now. If there's a language barrier, start working on your French. There's a couple keywords you could do. We're good to go. And with the idea of France, guess where we're going back in July? Back to New Orleans. So just to kind of throw that in there, I know today, the rest of us lowly people that couldn't register for our rooms on Monday, a bunch of us got our hotels in today. So I think we're basically, as a team, split between 2 hotels for people that are looking. The Marriott Convention Center, and then I know the majority of us that booked today did it at the Intercontinental. So if you haven't gotten your room yet, those are the 2 hotels that we're aiming between. And I think that may be it, unless the others can remember anything else. Did you get all that? Good thing I could kind of say it all in one breath. Okay. Next, who's up?
All right, I'm deep diving into bringing my hubby along with me to Summit. So I feel like I want to just dive in really quick, just so people who have never been to Summit just get an idea is like basically the way it works, because there's 20,000 of us. Basically, Beachbody makes sure there's one venue that all of us can fit in, and then also it's nearby to a venue where we can break out into smaller groups. And the time you spend all together is basically when you're getting a rotation of people up on the stage from corporate, super trainers, people's stories like on closing nights, who have transformed themselves, etc. I was like, okay, that's fine. And I was totally like, cool, you're coming with me. That's great. And then like, as I as we're like going there on the plane, I'm like, well, what if you just like committed to just coming to opening and closing? Like just that, you know? And you don't even need to stay in it the whole time, which he didn't the whole time, but that's okay. Maybe he slipped out for some piece of having his support and then him like jabbing me the whole way home. Like, hey, when are you going to put someone under me? Like, come on, let's see you grow this business. And him being like almost like an accountability buddy for this business, all the way to him teaching me
my vision of what I wanted my business to be. So I went to Summit kind of like, this could either be a complete you-know-what show, or this is going to be amazing. Like, it's going to do one of two things for me. Let's just roll with it and see how it goes. And I can tell you, if you can feel my energy right now, it gave me a better vision. So when I see in front of my face telling their stories and telling me how they did it, and it, a lot of our seminars, so if you were Emerald and below, you were in one group, and then Diamond and above were in a different group for seminars when you broke out into workshops. So it was really interesting because although a lot of the things in the seminars to me were things that I do every day, there were definitely huge nuggets of information and inspiration that I didn't know. And opening and closing ceremony, I believe, were like the biggest aha moments for me though. The kick in the behind, I don't want to swear in case anyone has kids watching. And just the vibe, like you guys, like I have seen the super workout, like taped, like taped, hashtag 80s baby, like DVR'd or whatever online. And I was like, oh, that looks cool. When you're there, that energy, I've never been so friggin' excited to wake up at 5 a.m. to go work out at 6, and I'm surrounded by 20,000 people, which being an extroverted introvert would usually freak me the hell out. But God, it was just so exciting, and our team is amazing because these women are just all around you, and you feel our sisterhood, like face to face, sweaty hugs, going to get glasses of wine, going to get a Prosecco, going to do the workout the next day. It was awesome. So yeah, I kind of make it sound like it's a huge party, but it opened my eyes to what is really possible. And in this business, success and income for your family is possible. And I know that the work that I've been doing this whole year is coming back to me, because don't you know, as soon as I came back, a girl that I've been talking to for a whole year felt my energy from Summit and signed up. So that is also a point to sticking with your follow-up. And when they say no, it means not right now. That's it. It was awesome. Next.
Jenny, I'll go first if you want. This was my first summit, and I kind of was similar to Ashley. I've been coaching for about a year. I kind of have been really, really like a hobby coach for the past 6 months. I wasn't really into it. I think I was getting really discouraged. I was really excited to go to Summit though, and like meet everyone and kind of use it as like a make or break moment for me. And I don't even think I can put into words. Like, it was just so incredible. All of the opening ceremonies. Some of the things that touched me the most were probably I can't even think of what it's called, but the stories where they shared all the people that were the winners for, losing the most weight and everything, and all those stories. Thank you, Annalisa. The Beachbody Challenge. I really, really loved those. They were just so inspiring, and it just really kind of helps you remember why we're in this day to day, like that's what I want to do. Like, I want to help change people's lives and pay it forward. So that to me was just such a big, huge one. Another thing that really struck me, and I don't remember who said this, I think it was on one of the coach panels, but take divorce off the table. Like, that quote kind of really sticks with me. Like, don't give yourself that out, just go all in and be in and just eliminate that option of divorce. That was just something that really stuck with me. So I personally have already registered for Summit next year, booked the hotel today. Like, I'm just super pumped, going all in, and I can't wait. So those are mine. Jenny, I think you were up next if you still want to go.
Yep. There goes my phone. Okay. Similar to both Ashley and Jen, I am a new coach. I started coaching in October, so I've been around for 9-ish months. Basically, or January rolled around, Kelly was really encouraging me to sign up for Summit. And basically, the only reason I said yes was because Rachel Hollis was our keynote speaker. Really love her. Sorry, alarm going off. Really love her, and so I said, okay, yeah, I'll sign up. It's close by for me. But come last weekend, I really wasn't feeling it. I just gotten back off of vacation. I really hadn't been barely hobby coaching, barely even working out. It's just been one thing after another with life, moving and all that jazz. And so really frustrated going into Summit and honestly like not optimistic at all. And then I think it was like within like the first night, like I felt that energy change. My stress levels like went from like 0 and I was thinking about work, and Kelly can even attest to this. I was working in the hotel for my full-time job on Thursday morning before we went to our team lunch, and I was answering emails and whatnot. And by like the end of the weekend, my phone was in my back. Like my work phone was completely put away. Like my stress was completely gone. And like I'm so fired up about this business and like what it means to me. Like my husband and I broke down our budget after I got home on like what our current income is, and like just being able to like see what I could do with this business really like helped me like motivate me to like want to do this like every single day. I've recommitted to my nutrition. I've recommitted to my workouts. I'm feeling great. I've got the energy. And so just like super excited. One of the things that I took away from one of the sessions was that something that clicked for me was that they talked about like working only 5 days a week. So I do like the business activity tracker like 5 days a week instead of doing 7. And so for you part-time coaches that are, you know, working a full-time job plus, you know, doing the coaching, which when this is like a super, super like hard time in your life, like just like shoot for 3 or 4 days, like shoot for something, get something on paper, get something done, and you'll watch your business grow from there. So overall, like really positive experience. Get yourself to Summit, get your coaches to Summit as they sign up, even if it's like, dude, it's a 4-day weekend in New Orleans just to get away, because literally Rachel Hollis is what sold it for me, and it's going to transform my business now.
I think Whitney was supposed to go next. I don't know if she's on.
No, she's her flights got canceled, so she's on her way back to her cousin's.
Okay. But Jenny, I love that. That's amazing.
I don't know if Alicia was sharing as she's doing her workout over there.
Laura, do you want to go? Laura.
Hey. Sorry, I was muted. I don't have food in my mouth, but
Okay.
so I wanted to share, for those of you guys who don't know me, my name's Laura. Dana is my coach. This was my 5th summit. I've been a coach for a little over 4 years. So I went to Summit when I had been a coach for literally, I think by the time Summit came, it was 40 days. Like I signed up as soon as I became a coach. And it was life-changing, and then I haven't missed one since. Well, the reason you probably don't know me, if you don't know me, I haven't really been coaching the last 6 months. I filed for divorce in January, and my divorce became official last week, right before Summit, which was such a huge blessing. But life has been like really, really challenging and hard and all of those things. And I kind of fell out of the swing of all of it. But what was so amazing about Summit is I got to see everybody, and I felt, I mean, just hearing your stories, you guys, as you're talking still is so inspiring to me to have, like, it's so refreshing to hear new coaches be inspired. And, you know, I don't know what team calls you guys have listened to or what National Wake Up Calls you've listened to, but there are a lot of people that will talk about this business is like, you know, pushing a boulder up a hill. And if you stop and let the boulder slow down, then you have this like whole hill to go up again. And I think that's kind of where I was getting this spring. I was like, oh my God, like to start again, like, oh, it just felt super daunting. So to go to Summit and be re-inspired and be like, fuck that. I'm sorry if you guys have kids, but fuck that. I can definitely do this. I've done it before. I just need to start talking and sharing again. And that's what I've been doing. And I have no doubt that I'm going to hit SC this month and I'm going to help more people. And I have a boyfriend and he is totally on board with all of this, which is really exciting. But God, I had all these things I wanted to say and I'm losing my train of thought now. I think one of the biggest things, I don't know who was just talking, I'm sorry, but I did also work for 12 and a half hours today, is to know that one of the things I did was give myself permission if I don't have time to work on my work days where I work 12 and a half hours as a like super busy nurse, that's okay. Like I didn't get a break for 12 and a half hours yesterday. There was no way I could literally do anything. And so as long as I do vital behaviors on the other days, the other thing I did on Sunday was I made some posts to throw up like Monday when I also didn't get a break on my shift. So just to plan for that and to know that, like people have been messaging me again, and that's because people have FOMO about events. So get to your local events too. It's not quite as grandiose or exciting, but they're still really fun. And if you go to if you go to like a bigger town in your area, sometimes those have super trainers or other people that are gonna really make it special for you. So I guess just knowing that and to just stay steady and know that like, there is passion and purpose behind this business. And the other people that have spoken that have gotten out of the habit and they weren't that into coaching, then they go to an event and they're like, oh, like this is why, because this is a business from home. So sometimes you need to like go to these events to feel what it is, like why you're doing these things. So I'm sorry, I'm totally rambling, but basically that was it for me. It got me super re-inspired and you know, divorce took me back just because I really had to take a back seat to social media for the most part, and I really didn't have the emotional bandwidth to help other people, but now I'm back. And oh, I know what I was going to say. One more thing. I'm really sorry, you guys. So I had a team. So if you see, there's 2 Kellys on this call. They're my coaches and they have teams. And so all this while, these last 6 months, I've been making money and I've done nothing. And I just want you to understand the power of that, because that is when people talk about residual income, that is your residual income. That is not me selling challenge packs. That is not, maybe some of it's my customers, you know, repurchasing, rebuying, all that kind of stuff. But a lot of it is when you find other people that want to do what you're doing because they're going to help you build your business. I don't know if that's helpful or inspiring. It was just pennies. So.
It wasn't just pennies. I meant like just
no, it
wasn't
wasn't
pennies. It's not like you're getting like $40. Like you were making a lot of money that people like that might literally pay for their mortgage or half their mortgage for.
Well, yeah, and it's
work, you know,
it's literally like helping me afford being a single mom in a very high end county and community. So to know that all the work I did the last 4 years really paid off for me the last 6 months, because I did not have the ability to coach. Like, I know I wasn't sick, but it was literally the worst 6 months of my life. It was super intense emotionally. I couldn't be on social media. And I was paid every single week. I mean, I was paid. It was such a blessing. It helped keep my kids and I in a really nice rental, all of those things. Anyway, I just want to say that I hope that's inspiring to you, but don't lose sight of that. Build your teams, find like-minded individuals to coach with you, do the coach sneak peeks, and make your dream team list, because these girls I harassed until they joined me, and then they're like badass freaking coaches. So do it. Anyway, okay, bye.
Katie, are you there? Are you something?
Yep, I'm here. Can
Okay.
you hear me?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right, cool. So the topic that I figured I would discuss and share was the whole motivation or like energy sort of confidence shift in my business after going to Summit. And this was huge for me because I've technically been coaching for 2.5 years. And I've really waxed and waned with that. Like I've gone up and down. At one point I hit diamond. I held it for a while. And then I just completely dropped off. I was going through some stuff. It's not an excuse, but it's an explanation. Anyway, I've been dabbling in the last few months and really wanting to get back into it. In fact, I left my job at the yoga studio because it was a conflict, because my boss was not liking me posting stuff about Beachbody. And so I was finally like, all right, well, then this isn't going to work out for me because I've been doing this a lot longer than I've been teaching for you. So anyway, so now here I am. I left the yoga studio and I'm like, shoot, now I have to make that money back. So I've got to get back into it. And it can be really hard to get back into something when you lose momentum, kind of like what Laura was mentioning about pushing the boulder even further up the hill. So anyway, I went to Summit and I was really excited. I bought the ticket last year while everyone was there because of the FOMO thing, fear of missing out. Everyone was having a good time. And something just completely like struck me when I was in there, and I'm going to share this really super cheesy analogy with you, and I don't care how lame it is. So a fun fact about me is my favorite movie of all time, like in the history of the world of ever, is the movie Rudy. And I don't know if anyone's seen the movie Rudy, but it's about a guy that wanted to play football for Notre Dame, and he was 5'4" or 5'6", and he like weighed nothing, and he wasn't even good at sports. And Rudy is his story, and it's a true story. It's like absolutely based on a true story. And yes, Heather, it is. And so what, you'd be shocked. Some people haven't, Laura. So anyway, so in this story, there's a quote in it where he says, I might butcher the quote, but I'm paraphrasing, but he talks about his desire to like go to Notre Dame and play football in his whole entire life. He comes from nothing money-wise, a coal mining family, and everyone's like, you're never going to do it. You're never going to be able to do it. So he spends his whole life believing he's not going to be able to do it, but still really wanting to and willing to do whatever he could. So I had this moment in Summit, which is like my favorite quote that I'm paraphrasing in that movie, one of my favorite quotes, when someone says something like, why do you want to do this so bad? And he said, I've always wanted to do this my whole life. And my whole life, I've been listening to people tell me that I can't. And I believed it, and I listened to them. And you know what? I finally got sick of listening to them. And I'm not going to do that anymore. And it was like something snaps in him, and he just becomes more determined than ever to play football for Notre Dame, just to walk on the field just once, dress for a game. So I had that moment legit during one of the guest speakers. It wasn't even Rachel Hollis, as amazing as she is, but I think it was that beautiful, awesome, funky, like classical piano / drummer / rap lady, Jade Simmons. Yep, that's it. And she was speaking, and I swear to God, I like had one of those moments. And then I was thinking, watching the coaches walking up on stage with all their like star diamond, this star diamond, 4-star diamond. And at first I thought, yeah, that's cool, but like, who cares? It's not really my thing. And then as they're moving up and up in the ranks of like 5-star diamond, 6-star diamond, 7-star diamond, and then like you're hearing stories of different speakers that are breakout sessions. And so many of them, I would look at them and feel like they had an advantage over me. I look at these bombshell coaches, and I'll wrap this up because I'm sure I'm almost done with my 5 minutes, if not already. But I look at these coaches that I would envy, that just look like supermodels. I mean, like, let's just be real here. Like Lindsay Matway, Bonnie Engel, they're just gorgeous. So it made me feel kind of like the Rudy that was telling myself I couldn't be a good coach just because I'm not a supermodel. Like, oh, no one's going to want to follow me. I don't look like that. I don't have that body naturally, that shape, whatever. And so there was definitely just that complete shift for me where I had that Rudy moment where I didn't care that I'm the underdog, that I'm not this or that I'm not that. I'm like, I have a lot to offer people, and hearing everyone share their stories so like courageously really just reaffirmed that. So that was like the major thing with me. It just completely shifted. And by day 3 of being there, I'm back in my room in my breaks and my downtime, and I'm messaging people, I'm reaching out to people, I'm posting, I'm figuring the fuck out, sorry about my language, how to use IG stories a little bit better. And now I have 13 conversations going, and that's as busy as I've been since I was building momentum to get to Diamond, which it's been a while. And I'm like, I'm going to regain diamond and I'm going to hit 2-star. I'm going to do it by December. And I'm going to be Rudy Bager or whatever his name was. And I don't care if anybody thinks I can't do it. I don't care if I don't look like Bonnie Engel or Lindsay Matway. That's going to happen. So now I'm going to shut up and move on to someone else. But get your butts to Summit, because it will absolutely change your business. And it'll change your feeling. It'll change how you see yourself. And it'll eliminate your limiting beliefs if you let it. And I look extra gross, and I'm not saying that to whine, but it's because I'm kick-ass and I taught 3 classes today. I taught bar today. Question about the bar class, the bar thing. Bar will kick your ass. It's just low cardio and easy on your joints. But get ready to work your muscles if you want to try that bar program, because it'll kill you. Okay.
Woo. Am I next? Yeah. Okay. First of all, awesome. I just got to give a couple props because 2 of my girls just spoke tonight. So woo woo. This is what I love. See, you get the momentum and you just get fired up, and Summit does that every time. Make this short and sweet, guys. So I think my topic was more about kind of the community and kind of coming together as a team and why Summit is so important for that. Summit's really the only place for that, guys. To be honest, it's the one place we have everyone that comes together, and our team is so diverse and spread out all over this country. Hopefully, we're going to be expanding to have even more between Canada, UK, and Italy, and France, whatever. And it's really important to come together, not in just this format. I know calls can get monotonous. I know we can all get bored and we're looking at each other at a screen, and people are real, but they don't really feel real until you are face to face. You see people's different, mannerisms, how they interact with everyone, just their silly side, their fun side, their, whatever. You just learn about them, and there's nothing that throws you into the trenches like being in a room with people that you've literally never met other than on a phone call. Jenny, I had never met, and she's my coach, and she picked me up at the airport, and we were jumping out of the car, and I was like, oh my God, I've known Jenny forever. This is super easy. And we were like the stupid people searching on the ground in our room that night, trying to find a remote because we couldn't find the remotes, and we were calling room service. We're hot messes within 1 hour of meeting each other. And it was awesome. And then Alicia comes in, and that's Jenny's coach. And I didn't know Alicia from a hole in the wall either. By the end of this whole weekend, we all felt like we knew each other for years, and it was just easy. And it was just, and that's how you kind of know, you want to search to find your people so that when you come to these things, it's just easy and fun. And it's a great time to connect on a different level. Katie, it was the first time that Katie had gone to Summit, and she's been my coach for a while. And as you can hear from before, it lit a fire under her that she was struggling to have. And honestly, I wasn't sure how I was going to be able to help get it back, but I knew Summit was going to do that for her. And, Maggie, Maggie I met last year for the first time, and she walked into our luncheon, and I was like, I know Maggie, and I met Maggie 3 months ago on the internet. And once again, it's like dating. And so it's so important to be there for, I think the lectures were awesome. Hearing what our company is doing, I come out of there every time knowing that we are a part of such a stand-up, amazing company that is truly there to try to help people be their absolute healthiest and to help this country and all over the world do the same. So I have such a strong belief in the company, so that when people say anything negative, I'm like, peace out, because this isn't how we run. And it's really nice to see that. It's great to see all the positive stories that, the before and afters of people. It's great to see recognition. It's great to see all that. And I love all of that. But I love more than anything of coming together, because it really makes this team feel more of like a family. And honestly, have I thought in the past about walking away? Yes, I think we all on this call have at one point thought about walking away. But the one thing that I would never want to walk away from is the community you women. And I think we have such a powerful thing to think. For me, my job currently, I don't have that. I clock out, I leave, and I'm done. And my first thing is picking up my phone, listening to a call in the car on my way home, because I'm so excited to keep growing this than what I'm currently doing in my job. And I just couldn't imagine myself saying, sorry guys, I think I'm all done, because I know I would lose, whether or not we would still lose this. And I think it's a very special thing that we're really fortunate to have. And that's what kind of holds me in the times that I'm having like rough patches, because we're all going to have rough patches. Top coaches have rough patches, guys. That's the nature of this business. And you just got to kind of, as they say, keep going up that mountain and don't take steps back, because the more steps you take back, the harder it is to get going. So for me, it was more about seeing everyone. It's the community that we have. We have an amazing kick-ass team. Not everyone has that. I've talked to plenty of other coaches that don't have the support in their teams, don't have the camaraderie, people that only get to be a part of this call, get to be a part of that call. They don't get to like talk to their upline. And what we have is very unique. And I just walked away from this one again saying, yep, I'm in the right place. And I feel really fortunate to be able to have this. So if you have at all doubted anything, get your butt to Summit no matter what, because number one, it's Laura Morissette. It's Laura. Yeah, I'm saying Morissette now. Laura's 40th birthday the first night we get there, guys. So that in itself means we got to go party. And number two, you will walk away feeling like every single one of these girls did, and what they've relayed, because it's something you can't explain until you've been there, but hopefully you've got some bits and pieces of it today and kind of felt some of it.
Dana is going to close us out in a minute, but I wanted to jump in before she does, because she always drops the mic at the end, and I don't want to I want to let you do that and close us out. But I wanted to piggyback on what a couple of people have said, and just committing to Summit next year is that idea of like divorce isn't on the table. Like you are a coach. This is your new career path. This is something, pretend you went to college and got a degree in this and you're just starting it. You don't have an exit plan. You're not thinking, oh, if this doesn't go well, I'm going to quit in a month. No, you're going to hang tight and you're going to get to know this community and you're going to commit to being here in a year, because a year is just like the first step of this path. So if you're already thinking of, I don't know if I'm going to be here by next Summit, then your head's in the wrong space, right? You need to be able to say, I'm going to be here at next year's Summit. I'm going to be here in Summit in 5 years. I'm going to be here in Summit in however long. So don't give yourself an exit plan before you start. And the other thing I wanted to say about this, I am like so pumped about this team call with everyone else. Look at how many people showed up tonight, because the energy is real from Summit. It's contagious. Like Heather said, she wasn't there, but she's feeling the energy. And how do we keep that? Keep showing up for each other. Keep supporting everyone's posts on there. I've seen more support on posts after Summit from each other than I have in a long time. So keep sharing love, keep sharing energy, keep posting pictures of the group and creating that community feel that people might not have gotten from us when we're posting just, I'm guilty of it, just me in my garage or whatever. We've got to keep the community feel strong throughout our social media presence, because that, like these girls just said, that's what's keeping people here the most. Like that's what some people are looking for right out of the gate. And yeah, like Shannon just said, not sure she feels like a part of the team yet. You are all part of the team, whether you made it to Summit or not. You're all connected. You connected with someone on this team. You're part of this family. When you can get to events, Super Saturdays or Summit, it just strengthens that connection. You're not like out on the outskirts of the team. You're all part of the team, but get to those events, like connect with people in pods or whatever, reach out to people on the team, make those connections. And then when you get to Summit, it just strengthens and gets more exciting. So anyway, all right, Dana, close us out. Katie Christ, did you want to say something real quick?
Sorry, I didn't realize. Sorry, Katie.
We kind of added her in.
No, I just was going to reiterate what all the other girls said. Being a brand new coach or in it for 4+ years, these events reinvigorate everything. A lot of the other girls, as you can hear, we've had our ups and downs. I had my ups and downs this year too, and almost stepped back tremendously. Like, not that I was going to quit, but really was not doing the behaviors that I said I wanted to be doing. And Summit just reinvigorates everything. It just reminds you why you're here, reminds you why we do what we do for our challengers, for ourselves, for our loved ones, everybody. Dennis came with me. He has gone to every summit that I have gone to. And again, that just strengthens our relationship and also strengthens his belief in what we do here. So when I'm on calls like this and he's in the background, it's not something that he's going to give me a hard time about, or, you know, he understands what it is that we're doing. And that's why it's, you know, huge for them really to come and understand what it is we're doing. Even if they don't go to all of the classes, they go and they do what they want to do, but they understand why it is we're doing what we're doing. So I love you guys. Even if you weren't at Summit, I still love you too. So yeah, get to events.
I just want to say, for anybody that's on the fence about bringing your husband, we've established a little boys club so far. So I think we have a standing 3 for next year as well. If anybody else wants to bring their husband, the boys are always open to new men as long as they like beer and the bar. They're good. Just putting that out there. Okay. Andy is coming. This is fabulous news, Laura. See, so now the boys club is getting bigger. Just saying.
Mary Paige, did you want to chime in on anything real quick?
Kind of the same thing everybody's saying. I mean, Summit just really invigorates you, gives you a lot of like momentum. You know, I went into this year knowing that I needed to be more consistent in my, you know, income producing activities. And I felt such a momentum at the beginning of the year, and just kind of since the end of May, basically, I've just felt like a constant like downward type feeling, not really energized. And I was really, really losing faith in myself at the beginning of July. Truthfully, I had a lot of anxiety just of life and stuff like going on. I had like a panic attack last week before we left for Summit. I truly was like, I don't need to go to Summit. I was in a bad spot last week, and I got there and that all went away. Like, it was just one of those moments where it like kind of melted away, and I had renewed faith in what I was doing, why I was here. And, you know, hearing those stories are always just super powerful. And, you know, I myself have had amazing transformation, and that's just why I'm still here. It's just because of how much this has transformed my life, and how I, you know, believe in it so much. So it's like, sometimes you just need to hear those stories again and again and again and again. It doesn't matter, like, you know, and just so that you can, because like everyone's saying, you're gonna have those ups and downs, you're gonna lose faith, you're gonna struggle, period. And just know that going into it, it's not the end. You know, I was talking to kind of briefly with Dana today about that, and it's just like, no, you can do this. Like, you just have to have that positivity in your life, and that's what these events do for you. Especially even going to Super Saturdays, like I get there and I'm like super stoked, and I like leave there and I'm like, oh my God, all these ideas. So, and the other tidbit I will say is try not to execute everything all at once. You will overwhelm yourself. Pick very like top 2, 3 maybe items, and go all in on those items, and table the rest until you get like those focused in. So that's pretty much it.
I wanted to say something really quick. So this was my second summit, and I remember last year going in, well, I didn't know anybody, first of all, and I was just so nervous, like, I'm going to a Beachbody event, like I need to look the Beachbody part, right? And you go and you realize that, you know, everyone belongs there. You don't have to look a certain way, and you don't have to be at your goal weight. You don't have to have those 6-pack abs. I mean, certainly if that's what you're working for, you know, great, but not everybody fits into that mold. But yet this company is all encompassing of every single shape and size and goal. I mean, not everyone's goal is to have a beach body, right? I mean, let's just face it. Not everyone's goal is to look a certain way, but some people, you know, they just have 5 pounds to lose, 10 pounds to lose, 100 pounds to lose, whatever it is, you are welcome and you belong. That's all.
Anybody else we missed that wants to share? No. Maggie, I really kind of love that you just mentioned that, because that was something that I wanted to mention was, this was my 6th summit, which is so crazy to think about, because hearing new coach stories of how impactful it was for you was literally like, I know without a doubt, I never would have gone all in this business if I had not gone to my first coach summit. Because I, as a single mom thinking about going all in on a network marketing opportunity, was like, getting to summit helps you see the bigger picture of what's real and the heart and the integrity of what you're involved in and just the community you're a part of. And it is just almost this like all encompassing energy that's just like, you want more and more and more of it. And you forever want to be a part of that. But the theme of this year's summit, if you didn't kind of catch that, was you belong here. And the theme changes every year, but this was by far the most impactful one they had yet. And so many of the seminars and speeches were really aligned with that topic of you belong here. And I think that we all as coaches at some point in time or other question if we're really meant to do this, if we're good enough, if we're qualified enough, if we're talented enough, if you have, you know, the social media presence, or you have the ability to develop skills, or if you have the grit, or if you can develop that consistency. And like, it just reminds you that no matter where you're at or what your story is or what your goal is, whether it's big or small in this business, like, you belong here. You are part of an incredible community that has the power to change not just our own lives, but others' lives in so many ways. And people need you. People need you to show up. And I just love the theme. I wish, I would love to see if we can get a recording of the call Kim Carver did on, he folds little origami, I don't know if they were swans, but he talked about for every single person, like, he has communications with, he creates a swan, like the story of, cranes that he calls swans, like the story of the ugly duckling where you don't feel like you're good enough and you don't feel like you belong, and then you turn into a beautiful swan. And like, this business and the opportunity for personal transformation is just so incredible that I have always kind of said this from the get-go, is you get to become whoever you decide you want to become in this business. And it's just so beautiful, the impact you can have by sharing that journey. Along with that same kind of sentiment, one of the things that happened at Summit this year, which was totally not a speaker or a seminar, it was something that, and none of them probably know that I'm even going to say this, but the last night we were there, Kelly Riley talked me into staying at the table a little bit late while she was hanging out with her girls on her team, which so incredible to see Kelly just go all in and have her own team this year at Summit. It was just incredible to see how she's grown in leadership, how she's formed this beautiful team of incredible women. And I got to sit there while I was eating hummus and chips and listen to them kind of share their stories of how they met Kelly, why they said yes to her. I remember Jenny explaining that she, commented on a poll on social media, and just like, it's so cool to hear the stories of how you connect to your coach and like why you follow them, what inspired you to say yes to them, what made you join them and say yes. Because so often we think that like people aren't listening or people aren't watching or people don't care what you have to say. But like, none of these women would have been at Summit without that, right? And none of us on this call would have been here without someone being brave and showing up on social media and having the courage to say, this changed my life. I want to help you do the same. So that really reconnected me to remembering that like every invite you send, every post you share, everything you do, it all matters, even though in the day-to-day grind, it can feel monotonous and like it doesn't matter. It all matters. There are so many seminars from leadership that I really want to create team calls around to share with you guys, just about like creating hormonal reactions in your social media content. The author of this book, actually, which if you guys are down for it, I'd love to do a team challenge to read this together next month, because it is absolutely incredible. And his speech was just like blow your mind, rock your socks off, not just of how to create good habits, but how to get rid of bad habits. And then there's calls from like Bonnie Engel and, or speeches from Bonnie Engel and God, I can't even, I'm like Lindsay Matway, I'm blanking right now. Just of different things that they've gone through in their business. And like Annalisa kind of said at the beginning of this, how you look at people who've achieved such massive success and you just assume that they've never struggled. And so I'm going to be really vulnerable and honest with you that going into my 6th summit, guys, I was on an all-time low in my own, just like my own headspace, because it has been a rough, really rough 2 years, the last 2 years. Going into summit last year, I had lost a lot of really, really good friends that were really strong leaders on this team, and it broke my heart. It's really hard when you have this community and this tribe of women that you love, and you and things happen and people step back and we don't have control of that, right? And going into summit last year was when I started to get sick and I didn't know what all my symptoms were from yet. So between last summit and this year's summit, I've gone through hell health-wise, and I've, done as much as I could to possibly stay consistent, but I will be honest that I've put a lot of pressure on myself. Like Annalisa said, when you're the leader of a team, you always try to keep your energy high and, stay in your groove and be consistent and be the one to kind of lead the pack. But I want to say first, thank you to you guys that have let me lean on you, because I sometimes forget that like I need to lean on others for help too, and remember that our team is for that. But it just completely relit my fire. Like I can't even explain the Dana who walked into Summit last week versus the Dana I feel like now. Like I feel like myself again, and I haven't felt that way in a long time. So with that said, the power of getting to events and being with your team and hearing the success stories of just the entire network, but of your team as well. And just remembering that we are humans and we go through shit and life happens and business is hard sometimes. And every single one of us always needs to lean into things that will help you grow and help you evolve and help you when you're struggling with whatever it is you're struggling with. Like it's okay to admit that you're struggling sometimes, and lean into those things that are really going to fire you up and just get you kind of back in the game of what you're here for, why you started, the potential of what's possible, so that you can start through that valley, climb through that valley and get to the mountain, because that's what Rachel Hollis talked all about, that in your valleys is where you develop the strength and the character and the ability to really become the person who can climb the mountains you are meant to climb, and become the person you're meant to become. So that's what I'm going to close it out with tonight. And thank you everybody for sharing. This call was so moving to see everybody come together and just share such good vibes and good energy and excitement for what's possible. And so amazing to see 2 screens of coaches on. Like, can we just get a shout out for that? Let's keep this up. Let's keep leaning in and working together. I love you guys. That's all. We'll see you next week. Oh, boomerang. Thank you, Mary Page. All right.
It's like nobody go anywhere.
No. Can we get a countdown, please?
And we need
All right.
2 pictures, right? How are we getting everyone?
I don't know.
I already did a boomerang with everyone. Like I did.
Yeah, but you did it where nobody was paying attention.
It's fine.
I also just want to make a statement. I just have to say, because I think somebody made the statement before that we were across the country. Guys, we are now international.
Yeah.
My Canadian coach is up in the corner over there. So we have branched abroad. I'm just putting it out there. Keep going.
And by the way, with our launch in France, they're also planning on breaking out into other countries there soon to follow. So like if there was ever an incredible time to be a coach with massive opportunity for growth in the future, it is now.
And on that French thing, while you guys are boomeranging on that French idea, don't go out there and just like invite every person that has French in their profile to like be a coach. Like all you need to do right now is start conversations with people who live in France. That's it. Don't talk about Beachbody yet. Just start saying hello.
And I would say make an album on your Instagram of where you can add people to that you find where they're from France, and just have it be like your French dream team, and just connect with those people like you would anything else. Don't word vomit on them. We'll have a call about this another night. Okay.
Boring.
Everybody ready?
3, 2, 1, go.
The typical.
I know.
I love it. I love you guys. Let's kick some ass for the rest of 2019. All in. Who's all in? Put it in the comments.
I'd yell, but Ben's sleeping. Yay!
I thought you just said say hummus when you said put in the comments.
I might have. I do like eating hummus late at night.
Dana, you're obsessed.
Chocolate hummus is the shit. All right. Bye, guys.
Good night.
Bye.